Considering the difficulty of these race conditions, Joe Mack is doing an excellent job right now, and he is in the lead pack of boats in this class. So Joe Mack's dirty laundry is really the story right now in the UIM1 class here today. Now we come up on boat number 55. It's chairman of the board. It's a 39-foot Cougar catamaran powered by twin 750 horsepower Lamborghini inboard motors with Kike for outdrives. This boat is owned by Chairman Racing Corporation from Rochester, New York. Driving today, you've got Nuri Sabuchi, and on throttles, you've got Hurley Stepp along for the ride. Right there, you get an idea of only one Lamborghini motor is running today. That's a tough break for Sabuchi's chairman of the board, because when both of these Lamborghini motors are going, he is a tough competitor to catch. He finished 5th overall in the open class this year for the '89 campaign, and with one motor running, it is going to be very difficult for him to place high in today's race. However, with the high attrition that all the boats are faced with, if Nuri can keep this boat in contention and finish and get some points, don't forget there are 2 more days of racing, so Nuri still could be in the hunt for a championship at the end of the week. So Sabuchi, certainly a strategist, knows what to do. There you've got Warlord, who has had a bit of a problem and has beached himself up on the beach off the coast of Atlantic City. There you get an idea of the rough seas that they are up against, and Warlord has been a casualty of this racing condition and is on the beach. Now we come up on boat number 60, Eric's Reality. This is a 48-foot Cougar powered by 4 850 horsepower Gentry American Eagle inboards with Kike for outdrives. This boat is owned and driven by Charles Marks from Potomac, Maryland. Charles, who is also doing the navigation, and Joey Impressure from New York is your throttle man. This is certainly a tough crew right now with Marks and Impressure. Eric's Reality, they won the Superboat division this year, so they are definitely one of the odds-on favorites to win the World Championships in this class. But the competition, as you know, is very, very tough. He's in a hunt with RDS and Little Caesars Pizza, Jesse James, Lucky Strike, Spirit of America, Johnson's Teams USA, Popeye Cesa, Gentry Turbo Eagle, and Mr. Roberts are all in this class. Some dominating racers, but Charles Marks dominated the Superboat class 489, and with the addition of Joey Impressure on throttles, it's certainly going to make Eric's Reality a tough boat to beat. However, he's in a strong duel with RDS and Little Caesars Pizza at this point in the race. From Eric's Reality, we now come up on boat 90I, Italia Go Grana Padano. This is a 40-foot CUV powered by 2 800 horsepower Isotta Fraschini inboards with a Nuxi CUV system. This boat is owned by Team SG Cesura. Driving today, you've got Kazi Patrizio from Cremona, Italy, navigating Cesura, Giuseppe, and on throttles, Mesato Minatogoya doing the throttling for this team right now. One of the many Italian entries here today. They've got some very sophisticated equipment that has been developed over in Europe, some things that we have not seen over here in the United States racing circuit. So it's certainly been interesting as we walked around the pits earlier on this morning. Look at some of this high-tech equipment, and this Nuxi CUV system is part of what makes this boat do very well. They're running very strongly right now, and they are part of the largest fleet in the race today. The UIM1 division has 25 entries, this being one of them, and they are one of the tough Italian competitors here today. From Atlantic City, it's Italia Go Grana Padano. Patrizio is doing a great job in Grana Padano at this point in the race. Very strong run, and we wish him all the best for the weekend racing. Now we come up on a very unfortunate sight. We certainly hope there's no problems here. This is boat number 83, Paul Picot. They have had some problems. It seems as if the race crew has gotten away from the boat and has been picked up by the medical emergency staff. We certainly hope everyone is okay in that race crew. As you can see, it is a tough day of racing, and right there, that picture symbolizes what these rough seas can do out here today, and we certainly hope the crew of Paul Picot is safe and sound. Now we're coming up on the UIM2 start. This is going to be a very competitive class also. We've got Ebel, Diesel Dancer, Team Skater, Eastern Express Cat, Rebellious, Chariots of Fire, Brickyard, Frigidaire de Alba. And right there in your picture you've got Rebellious, Diesel Dance, Ebel is there in the picture. That's Rebellious taking a quick lead in the M start right now. They're also running the storm course, and these smaller boats are certainly going to take a pounding. Right there you get an idea of just the swells that these race boats are going to have to go through in today's race. The sea seems to have gotten rougher, not calmer, as the day has worn on. That's Rebellious and Diesel Dancer on the outside in this start. Very rough waters. That's Abel in the middle of your picture, and another foreign entry coming by on the inside. Now we come up on Brickyard, boat number M66. This is a 38-foot Chris Craft powered by two 500 horsepower Merc Cruiser inboards with Merc Cruiser drives. This boat is owned by Delia Pontiac. Driving today is William Barnhart from Greenwich, Connecticut, and on throttles we've got John Salson. This boat was brought specifically for this race due to the prediction of his throttle man John Salson, who knew this would be a rough race. So with that in mind, they brought out the Deep V hulled Chris Craft for the rough racing conditions. This boat is sponsored by the Brickyard, which is a restaurant in Danbury, Connecticut, owned by Don Altieri. M66, that's the number familiarly seen on the former Special Edition M66 when they were in this class, but based on the fact that it was going to be rough water racing conditions, they felt comfortable about bringing this boat. That was definitely a very good move on Salson's part, and William Barnhart has a lot of faith in him, and they have come out here in this boat. So we certainly hope they will have a better run in the Deep V, and right now they're looking very strong at the present time. There's some tough competition in the UIM2 class. Ebel, who you saw earlier on, is one of the odds-on favorite. Diesel Dancer got off to a fantastic start. Team Skater and some of the other boats will be dueling here today in this class. But right now we're staying with Brickyard, and we wish them all the best. Brickyard is sounding very strong at this point in the race. Now we're coming up on some of the European entries. This boat is M1 Diesel Dancer. With Atlantic City in the background, you just see how rough these conditions are. Extremely rough right now. You can see how those waves are just pounding on the outside. That's Abel, another European entry. Two boats who have been doing battle all year on the European circuit. Diesel Dancer from London, United Kingdom, and Abel from Italy as well as London, England. These boats have gone head-to-head for many years, and this year was no different. And right now they've come to the waters off the coast of Atlantic City to go at it head-to-head for the World Championships. Diesel Dancer on the inside, Abel on the outside. Diesel Dancer M1, it's a 40-foot sheet planty, powered by two 600 horsepower Sabre inboard motors with Mercruiser drives. This boat is owned and driven by Roger Fletcher from Banbury, England. Peter Smith is your navigator, and on throttles you've got Mike Edwards. Quite a bit of history behind the Diesel Dancer race team. They're the 1988 Class 2 World Champion, and in Class 1 and 2 they're the British National Champion in 88 and 89. And it has been brought to our attention that they're powered by two Sabre Marathon diesel twin turbos on each with 1,200 horsepower total. They plan on upgrading to Class 1 next year with a 47-foot Don Shed monohull for the following campaign. But there we see some good racing with Diesel Dancer and Abel. Diesel Dancer taking a slight lead over Abel, but Abel not backing off the challenge, and they're running very strong. Doing a great job here right now. Edwards on the throttles really has this boat dialed in quite nicely. The casinos provide the backdrop for Atlantic City. A great facility to hold this offshore race. Trump has the facility and the docks to house all these boats, and it's certainly been a great thrill. A lot of excitement and energy has permeated the air all week here in Atlantic City. And there you get an idea. Diesel Abel on the outside, sneaking up on Diesel Dancer. Several boat lengths separating these two boats at the present time. Two hard-charging European boats who have done battle for many years. Diesel Dancer is running quite nicely. Earlier on you saw, for example, Hawk Marine Power, who was coming out of the wave so high and was not able to maintain such a great speed. But right now, Diesel Dancer seems to have the boat dialed in quite nicely, and they are making good time in rough water conditions. Abel just Abel creeping into your picture right there, is not backing off Diesel Dancer, and they're mounting a very strong challenge right now. Abel is headed up by Carlo Benami, who does right now presently reside in London, Great Britain. Good racing right now in this division. Abel and Diesel Dancer going head-to-head in the UIM Class 2 division. Diesel Dancer and Abel providing some of the more competitive racing right now on the race course. When things are very rough, some of the boats tend to get scattered around the course, but Diesel Dancer and Abel are going head-to-head. We're going to stay with this battle as it rages on in the UIM 2 division right now in the World Championships. Diesel Dancer and Abel. Fletcher, along with Smith and Edwards, making up this Diesel Dancer crew, seem very confident. They're very relaxed this morning. They're very confident about the abilities of themselves as well as their boat. They have good racing credentials and history behind them, so they certainly would like to dominate here and go back to England with a world championship tucked under their belt for '89, and we certainly wish them all the best. But right now, their efforts are focused on Abel, who is slightly ahead of them in today's race. The Abel race team and Diesel Dancer going at it head-to-head. Now we come up on the winged craft Abel M50. This is a 36-foot FB Marine powered by two 650 horsepower C-Tech turbo motors with FB Marine outdrives. This boat is owned by FB Marine. Driving today, you've got Carlo Benami from London, England. On throttles, we've got Emilio Reganti from Milan, Italy. And navigating, we've got Antonella Mandelli Brown from Milan, Italy, and New York. Antonella Mandelli Brown is a four-time European women's rally champion, and she is the wife of race car owner G. Garvey Brown III, who is considered to be very involved with IndyCar race driver Danny Sullivan over here in the American IndyCar circuit. The Abel, they are the European offshore champions. They're being sponsored this year by Abel Watches, and this boat is certainly a good-looking craft right now. Just as the Abel Watch is a sleek craft, the FB Marine 36-foot race hull with that wing is also a sleek-looking racecraft. Abel race team. They also have a good bit of racing lineage under their belts. As I said earlier on, they are a European offshore champion. They've had a very successful campaign for the '89 season. They've come over here and they're locked in a fierce battle with Diesel Dancer that you saw earlier. Boats seem to be having a slight edge. Both boats are a deep V mono hull, which does give them a slight edge in the rough water. The power plants here seem to be doing a great job with these C-Tech turbos, and with the experience of Banibi, Reganti, and Mandelli Brown, they certainly seem to be a formidable crew, and they're proving it right now. From Atlantic City, the Abel race team having a very good run.